For pre-university, for entering in a biochemistry field, you must have exposure to biology and chemistry. So
Okay.
these two subjects are mandatory. Though physics is looks like unrelated, but yes, it is also has a core area. So the knowledge of physics is very important. Then once you complete a pre-university, then there are multiple avenues where you can choose biochemistry. Now, for myself, I started with a medicine. It is not mandatory that you should start with a medicine. You can have a plain graduation, or even nowadays it starts directly with a graduation in the biochemistry. So you need not have to go as a science graduation or life science graduation. You can directly start with the basic biochemistry graduation. But yes, in this basic very entry level, you may not get the specializations, because as I have told, the area is diversified. So in the entry level, you may not get the specializations. Yes, but you can start with a science graduation, biochemistry graduation. Even you can go for zoology and botany. But then in specializations, you may have restriction to those areas. You will be involved only in the animal biochemistry or maybe a plant biochemistry. So that restrictions will come, because there are certain UGC norms nowadays that the cross specialization is not allowed in post graduations or even in your research areas, or even in your doctorates. Most of the universities don't allow you to go for cross specialization. So uh, even though you can have start with a zoology or botany, but then your entry will be or area will be restricted to only plant and animal biochemistry. Whereas if you have a general biochemistry or a general science background, that can suffice at the entry level for a graduation level. So once you come to a graduation level, then or once you complete your graduations, then you have a free hand. If you are with the basic science or if you are with the plain biochemistry, then you have free hand that you can explore all the opportunities. So a day in a life of biochemistry starts by entering into the laboratory, getting out your gowns, your coats, your mask, all your personal protective equipment. Especially after this COVID, you need to get covered completely right from top to bottom, because you get exposed to multiple chemicals, you get exposed to multiple specimens, blood samples, tissues. So to protect yourself is your first responsibility.
Right.
To protect your specimen or to protect your precious samples, to maintain that precious sample is again your responsibility. It should not get contaminated. Whatever type of work we are doing, maybe it's with the human samples or maybe it's with the plant samples or any type of samples or material whatever you are working, it is our responsibility that it should be maintained and it should not get compromised. Because if there is even a little chance it get compromised, it will destroy your complete experiment. So first is your protection, second is your material protection. You have to protect your material. So they start with your self protection, protecting your material, and then starting as a complete work. So once you start as a complete, first work will be you have to see what was the pending works, what has gone throughout the night, because laboratory was 24 hours, 24/7. So we have to see what was there in the night, what has gone wrong, or if everything was okay. So first review will be of the last night. Once you have completed the review of the night, then you have to start from the day. So day doesn't start, you may enter at 9 o'clock, but the day doesn't start at 9 o'clock. It has already started. The day starts by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock itself. The work has started already by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock itself. So we have to review the day's work, what has started or what has been done from early morning till I enter the laboratory. So we have to review that work. Then the next thing I have mentioned already, the uniqueness. Daily you will have something uniqueness. So you have to go and explore that uniqueness of result, whatever you have got on that day, that you have to work on that. Then as a supervisor level, I am talking about the supervisory level. At present, you will have multiple people who are meeting. They will come with their troubleshooting. They will have their own ideas, or they may have their own issues with multiple problems. So they will come to you. You have to make meetings. You have to take calls. You have to solve the issues. You have to perform the actual troubleshooting. Or if the troubleshooting is already done, you have to review it, whether it is correct or not, whether it is effective or not. So it goes up to a lunch time. Once the lunch is done, then what comes is a specialized biochemistry, because morning times everything will be done, whatever is done is a routine things, but then after the lunch time everything is a specialized. So you have to focus on each and every area separately. There will be specialized experiment, there will be specialized testing which is kept pending, because these are done in batches. Other things are done routinely as and when and randomly whenever the specimens or whenever the materials are received. But after the lunch, these are the batch processing where you have the specialized testing or specialized materials to test. So it starts after 2:30, and then the day ends with the specialized testing. Again, before closing the day, you have to still review the complete work which was done right from the morning till the evening. You may have to give instructions what other things we have to do in the evening or what should be followed in the night, so that the work should go smoothly till you reaches next day in the morning. So that is how the work starts. Even if you are physically present, or even if we are not physically present, the work is under the supervision. After having a good internship with a good reputed organizations and with a good hands-on, a graduate in a biochemistry in a good metro cities can earn not less than 25,000. Okay. That's what is a trend. We may think at some level 25,000 is a very less, or to survive in a big cities you have to pay multiple bills, you have to arrange for accommodations and food. Yes, but that is the scenario. 25,000 to 20 or even 20,000, this type of pay scales are available for metro cities, and it may vary for different cities. Even if you come to tier 2 and tier 3 cities, it may go up to 10 or 12,000 also. This is with those who have done good internship and those who are graduate. I am not talking about postgraduate at present. So it is just for the graduates who have done a good internship and those who have good hands-on. Then coming to a postgraduate level, those again who have done some good projects during their post-graduations, those who have done some good internship, yes, their pay scale starting will go around 40 to 45,000. There are very good opportunities, and even in exceptional cases, it may goes up to 70 and 75,000 for a postgraduate. So it starts with that. If you are in a teaching field or in a teaching areas, if you are in a government teaching areas, a pay scale for postgraduate in biochemistry can go up to 85 to 90,000. COVID has already given the acceleration. Right. This acceleration is supposed to continue at least for next 10 years, because we are already in a backlog. We are already in a backlog of biochemistry specialists in not only in our country, even in abroad or even in Western countries. We are already lagging. There is a huge backlog for biochemistry expert and biochemistry specialists in this area. So at least for next 10 years, we can see a growth which is exponential, because in the last 2 years or maybe in the last 1 year itself, I can say the demand for biochemists has gone double. I have been associated with some recruitings and some interviews, so I have seen the demands has gone very high. Every time there are certain new demands, certain new specialties are required for biochemistry. So those who are choosing these areas, but it is required to keep updated and to acquire new knowledge. Down the line for next 5 years, I am seeing that there will be a considerable growth in the job opportunities and in the development of this field. So it's going to very huge. And